Hello, chismosas y chismosos, and welcome back to Bay Area Housewife of True Crime, where I like to tell the stories of the real cucuys and lloronas of the world. I'm Audrey, a paralegal turned stay-at-home mom who loves true crime. The cases I cover are wild. Topics may be triggering. Viewer and listener discretion is strongly advised. The people mentioned are innocent until proven guilty in court. With all that being said, grab your hot Cheetos and let's get started on today's case. After Susan Smith killed her own children, she blamed a black man that did not exist. Thankfully, Susan Smith was denied parole in November of 2024. She deserves to rot in prison forever. Other than mental illness, a motivator in killing her children had to do with a man named Tom Findley. He was the son of the owner of the company that she worked for, and he did not want children, nor did he desire to be a stepfather. At trial, prosecutors assigned to her case, Tommy Pope and Keith Geis, provided a letter that her lover sent that echoed these wishes, saying that she was a nice girl but did not want kids and just wanted to be honest with her. Susan Lee Vaughn was born on September 26, 1971. When she was just 6 years old, her dad committed suicide after her mom left him for another man. Seeing her dad choose to die enticed her to see what that was all about when she was 13 and then again when she was 17. The very same man her mom would leave her dad for would sexually abuse Susan for years. By the admission of Susan and her very own stepfather, Beverly C. Russell Jr., another real-life cucuy, who on the stand at trial said, and I quote, "Had I known what the result of my sin would be, I would have mustered the strength to behave according to my responsibility," unquote. Ugh. I say the way I wanted to throw up after reading and saying that sentence. Shortly after graduating high school in 1989, Susan married her husband, David Smith. They had two sons together. Michael Daniel Smith was born in 1991, and Alexander Tyler was born in 1993. The marriage ended in divorce in 1995. On October 25, 1994, 23-year-old Susan Smith buckled her two sons into the backseat of her burgundy 1990 Mazda Protege, went to the John Long Lake in Union, South Carolina, parked by the water, got out of the car with her babies still inside, and pushed the car into the lake. Susan Smith is the quite literal definition of a real-life llorona, and even worse, in my opinion, because she called the police and told them that a black man had stolen her car with her kids in tow. She gave a very descriptive story about being approached by this stranger during a red light. With tears running down her face, she begged for her children to be returned to her. For a week and a half, Susan Smith heightened the dangers black people in America face systematically, and the current and very first African American mayor of Union, South Carolina, Harold Thompson, took it personally. And how could he not? Residents of Union were being questioned by police about missing boys just because of the color of their skin, based on a lie. To this day, Susan Smith has never apologized to the black community. While in prison, Susan has had a long list of offenses, including sexual misconduct with prison guards Alfred J. Rowe and Houston Cagle. Both of these men were fired and forever banned from working in the justice system. As she watched her kids drown in the lake after she pushed them in, she said that she was planning to commit suicide, but she didn't get to it. And to this day, it isn't clear what prevented her from ending her life. 3-year-old Michael and 14-month-old Alex did not deserve to die. They were innocent children, and the act of buckling your child into safety of their car seats, that act itself should only lead to shielding them and keeping them safe, especially at the hands of their very own mother, a real-life Llorona named Susan Smith. We've reached the end of today's episode of Bay Area Housewife of True Crime. Thank you so much for coming down the rabbit hole where I currently live. Stay tuned for the next episode of Bay Area Housewife of True Crime. Make sure to follow me on all socials by the same handle. You can find me on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and of course TikTok. If you like my content, do me a solid and rate my show. As always, I accept and respect your opinions. Call me, beat me at yayareahousewife@gmail.com. I'll see you chismosas y chismosos in the next. Adios.